Welcome to the stage where hearts unfold in the morning glow, stories untold. Let's play with words, a masterpiece of art where dialogues bloom, igniting in every heart. Let's tap into the ocean of thoughts where waves of healing gently salt. Let's paint with words, a masterpiece of art where dialogues bloom, igniting every heart. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts where waves of healing gently sought. Together we'll mend, stitch by stitch in the morning glow. Let's make the switch. A symphony of voices, harmonizing the air, echoing truth, banishing despair. Let's sow seeds of unity, watch them grow in this garden of hope under the morning glow. Let's bridge the gaps, erase the line in the tapestry of hearts. Let love shine with every word, a step we take towards a brighter dawn for all our sake. Welcome to the morning glow, where dreams take flight in this realm of possibilities. Let's unite, together we stand, hand in hand, healing the nation across the land. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts where waves of healing gently sought. Together we'll mend, stitch by stitch, in the morning glow. Let's make the switch. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts where waves of healing gently sought. Together we'll mend, stitch by stitch, in the morning glow. Let's make the switch. Let's symphony of voices, harmonizing the air, echoing truth, banishing despair.
Morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning, as I hope and I pray that we always do. I'm not important, just a question asker. My name is Raheen Ajme out of Atlanta, Georgia, but I got my brothers from another mother, but we got the same father on with us. First on the line is Frank. Good morning, Frank. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Mr. Ajme. And how's your morning going today?
Man, it's going absolutely amazing, man. And I thank God, brother. I thank God for another day. And I am hyena happy, elephant elated, and porcupine proud to be on this side of the daisies, brother. Yes, I is. Yes, I is. I supposed to say yes, I am, but I got to be country. Yes, I is. And yourself?
Man, I'm doing great. It's a great day. We're looking to finally get out of this rain and cold weather and get into some sunshine.
There you go. That's good. That's good. Fishing season. Fishing season.
Fishing season, buddy.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Badger, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Patiently waiting to see what you always got planned.
There you go. And he have a lot of beautiful things planned for you, brother. Beautiful things planned for you. So good. Be happy and rejoice in every bit of it, brother. Every bit of it. Toussaint, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
See. Y'all see what we get. Y'all see what we get so early in the morning. You see what we get early in the morning. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Toussaint, I'm gonna start off with you, man. I'm gonna start off with you this morning. Let me ask you this question. Why do we say? Somebody say, man, how you doing? Are you all right? How's everything doing? How you doing? And a lot of times we say, I'm okay. I'm okay. When we know we're not. Why do we do that? Why do people do that?
Because it's habit. I think we just, that's a common response to a feeling that they don't care anyway. Boy, it's a stupid question. Under the circumstances.
Why you
Tell
say?
you why I say that. I grew up with we grew up, the neighborhood guys, the fellows,
Mm-hmm.
and got the news that my friend down the street across the pasture, mom passed, and I walked up to him and said, "Man, I'm just." He said, "You know what? The worst thing about this is people asking how you doing."
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
says, "How you think I'm doing? My mama just passed
Mm-hmm.
in her
Yeah.
sleep." So it's a common question
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes is inappropriate, and sometimes it is. I mean, how you doing, Raheem? I mean, when you ask that, you don't even expect nobody to really ask you how you doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're always concerned about how a person's doing. You are, I guess what I'm saying is, especially people that are concerned or givers or
Mm-hmm.
always ministering to somebody else. You take, for instance, on a regular, how many people, and I'm not, whatever leadership that you have, how many times do you expect anybody to check on them?
Mm-hmm.
They're expected to go to the nursing home, go to the hospital, go check on your child in the jail, go do this, go do that, go do this, check on me, give me something, minister to me, help me. I need a word, I need an encouragement, I need to be lifted up, and I need. And the needer is, if that's a word, a person that needs all the time or most probably is expecting somebody to see about them, never see about nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow. Wow.
How you doing? It's just common conversation
Mm-hmm.
with the lack of concern.
Wow.
I mean, you take for instance, anybody ever consider in all of the world that we live in, does anybody ever consider the way that our conduct is, and I'm just going here just for the sake of conversation. Does anybody ever figure out, I wonder how God feels about this?
Mm.
How's he doing under all of this? And so I look at the highest level.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody ever expects to minister unto him, to bless him. I know we say, "I bless the Lord." We look for him to do something for us. So
Yes, I
when
do. I know a lot
you
of people
get
like that.
into a conversation with somebody, especially if they are, for instance, like you, Raheem,
Mm-hmm.
it's a silly question to say, "Raheem, how you doing?" You probably laugh. you know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Because it's
you
unexpected.
always,
Yeah.
no, it's unexpected. You don't expect nobody to check on you
Mm-hmm.
because you're always checking on somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So we live in a world, on the most part, of on the receiving end,
Mm-hmm.
not the giving end.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And let me do a shout out to Mr. Garland, Mr. Mark Garland. He says hello from Sydney, Australia. He's watching from Sydney, Australia. I want to do a shout out to him. Good morning. Glad to have you. Definitely appreciate you being here. And come back. Come back. You're more than welcome. We broadcast every day, Monday through Friday from 7 until 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So thank you. Thank you, Mr. Garland. Thank you for being here with us. Badger, talk to me, brother. Why do people say, you ask them how you doing, and they say, "Oh, I'm okay"? when they know they're really not? Why do people do that, Badger?
Why do people ask that question and not be genuine?
You changing my question, Badger. Stay with the question I'm asking you, brother.
Well, that plays a factor. That's why I don't really like answering it, because most people aren't genuine when they ask it in the first place.
How do you know that?
Because when you do answer it honestly, they're like, "Oh, something just came up,"
What if it did? What if during the
or
time? What if during the time they asked you that question, it was a genuine question, and it was really because they had been watching you and they was concerned about you, and then during the course of you giving the answer, something did come up. And the reason why I'm saying that, Badger, not because I'm giving you a hard time, because I'm certainly not trying to do that. That's not my intention. But my thing is this right here. It's hard to weigh a person's heart when they ask you a question like that. You would hope, and to your point, sometimes they're not. Sometimes you're absolutely right, they're not. But what if they are?
anyway. Um,
Oh, you don't want to address that part. Okay. Okay.
no,
Yeah.
it's null and void,
How?
because to me, don't ask the question if you ain't being serious. And if you say you're gonna call someone back, you keep your word.
Badger, you just totally disregarding everything I just said, brother.
So, because I'm speaking facts, man. People
Oh,
deal with that all the time.
okay, but what if they
A
are?
lot of people don't answer the question.
Okay, okay, Badger. Calm down. Okay, now listen. What if they are genuine when they ask you the question, they were sincere in the question that they were asking? What if they were? What category do you put them in?
And they sit there and listen.
Mm. So you basing it based solely upon if they sit there and listen the whole time. What if you're long winded and they ask you the question, they on their way to work, they ask you the question because they're concerned about you. But 45 minutes later, you still sitting there explaining stuff to them, and they supposed to have been to work 30 minutes ago. Are they
Why
still
they call?
are they still supposed to sit there? Let's see, Badger. You just want to see the bad in this thing, man. That's not good, Badger. That's not good, brother. That's not good. Um, we gotta deal with both sides of the coin, brother. We can't just deal
So,
with one side and think that people are just nasty, mean, and cruel because they asked the question. They weren't
see,
sincere.
it's
I-
not.
No, I'm pulling out what you said, brother, and you were very adamant about the way that you said it, and you were very forthcoming in the way that you said it. Maybe you wasn't listening to what you were saying and how you were saying it. I was.
I'm
I
very
was.
aware of how of what I'm saying.
Okay. So let's go back to the beginning. Why do you think people ask the question?
Why people ask the question?
How are you doing? How are you doing? And then now hold on, let's do both parts. And then you say, I'm okay when you know that you're really not.
It's But that's why I said what I said.
Mhm,
That's why I don't.
mhm. That's why you don't ask or you don't answer.
A lot of times I don't answer.
Mm, okay.
Or I'll
And,
just say, I won't say I'm okay.
mhm,
I'll say that things will get better later
mhm,
and just leave it at that unless they want to ask for more details. But I practice discernment in the conversation because it's just been my experiences with other human beings
mm,
and how I've seen other human beings treat other human beings.
mm. Okay.
Like we don't deal with mental health in healthy ways in this country. We I mean it's the simple truth.
Okay. You took the ship and you put it in a whole different screen because we're not necessarily just talking about mental health. We're talking about in general why do people act
Okay.
and
So
why do you say
if
I'm
you
okay?
if you're walking up to someone,
Hmm.
especially if you know them, and
Hmm.
you're asking them if they're okay because something seems off about them, that is mental health. Something in you went, they're mentally not okay right now. Let me ask them a question.
So like Toussaint said, the man and maybe you could tie this together. The man just lost his mother, and you ask how's he doing? That's mental health.
Absolutely.
Mm.
He's dealing with death, and there's probably depression in there and stress. He might be having to figure out how he's going to pay for the funeral cost or a multitude of things. Or there's a bunch of family drama, and
I'm at
she had a bunch of money in a bank, and he knows there's going to be fighting. Like, there's always different kinds of variables.
mm. I'm at talk
Like,
to Sandra. She's more equipped. She's more equipped to deal with this because I don't think that and not saying that you're not Badger, but I'm just saying I don't think that would fall into a category of mental health. I don't think that would fall into that. You going through okay, maybe it does. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong. But let me go to go ahead, finish your thought, brother. You got something else to say? You go ahead and finish it.
no, it's just like,
Now, go ahead and say it, brother.
I have spent 10 years being trained in trauma, peer support, and all kinds of stuff involving mental health and understanding what mental health is,
Mhm.
and fighting and advocating, working on making sure there's mental health access in my rural area because of suicide and things like that, working with kids. And they're like, when kids even mention to you, why do parents ask if you're okay when you start telling them they just don't want, it seems like they don't want to hear it.
Mhm.
And I'm like, well, it's kind of a social norm. They just ask those questions, but that doesn't mean that they're being genuine.
Mhm.
You
Okay.
know, that's like, so
I didn't say that it
uh,
was. What I said was, does that fit? Go ahead, Badge. I'm talking to somebody else. I'm talking to somebody else.
yeah, like
Does that fit?
it that goes into what I said, that started the mental health thing.
Mhm.
Our country does not, most people do not know what mental health really is. Even though we have the internet and have access to all kinds of information,
Sometimes we try to just.
it takes effort
Mhm. Okay.
to learn what mental health is, what it looks like. Like, why even ask a question if
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. You going somewhere? Go
no,
ahead.
because I'm it's sort of like, why be a part of a church that doesn't even help those in need?
Mm.
Like,
Mm.
it just doesn't, it doesn't compute to me.
Mhm.
If you're asking how someone's doing because you felt
Compare.
something guide you to that person,
Mhm.
there's something going on.
Mhm.
Even if someone breaks their leg, they're still dealing with some kind of mental health process of, oh, my leg's broke, I can't go to work, I can't pay that. Like, stress is a mental health thing.
Mhm. Okay.
It's part of it,
Okay.
and people handle it in different ways.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. Like I said, maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Maybe I'm not looking at it through the right lenses. I don't know. I just, I don't put everything. I don't think that everything that happens to you, we put it in certain categories. We just we just threw a lot of different categories out there, talking about the church and talking about how the church and doing these different things. We take certain things and we just pop shot, and put them all out there. And I don't think everything goes in one basket because not everything to me. I don't know, and like I said, maybe I need some training on that. Maybe I'm just not the best at it. But my thing is, I don't think that everything that happens to you is mental health. I don't think that everything that happens to you is mental health. But a lot of times we put everything in that category
So
and say that I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna stay here.
no.
I'm gonna
I
do
just want to be clear on something.
it.
Mental health is not saying there's always negative things.
Mhm,
Even when good things happen to you, it's still affecting your mental health,
mhm,
helping with positivity and things of that nature. That's the whole point of going to therapy, is how to learn to battle the negative thoughts or a negative aspect of yourself to replace it with positive thinking.
mhm. Well, today is a great day to learn some things because this is mental health awareness month, and so this is a great time for people to come together and just learn the different things. Maybe I need go in and learn some more things myself. But right now, let me go to Frank. Frank, what's on your heart, brother? Why do people say It's okay when you ask the question, "How you doing?" "I'm okay," when they know they're really not.
Wonderful conversation, and um, over the last couple of weeks, my hearing has improved, and I don't mean physically. I mean my ability, and I don't know what happened. I don't know what shifted where I could hear things differently. But I understand exactly what Badger was saying, where he was at.
Mhm.
And I'm going to give you an example. I was having some difficulty with my vision, probably about 10 years ago. And this guy that I was working with, he saw me struggling with, trying to read something. And he said, "You can't see that?" I looked at him and I said, "No, man, I'm good." And he said, "Well, what's wrong? What's wrong? Why can't you see that?" And see, I know what he's always done with information. Anytime he gets information, he uses against the person that he got the information from. If he finds out that maybe a guy struggled with his wife or he's struggling financially, he gathered information to weaponize himself against the person. So sometimes our hesitancy to share the truth is because we know the person is trying to gather the truth
Mhm.
has bad intentions.
Mhm.
The woman spoke to the people that basically was tormenting her when she was going to get
Good morning,
Jesus
Rose.
to heal her brother. And they asked her, "How's your brother?" And her comment was, "All is well,"
Mhm.
knowing that he was dying. But the challenge was who was asking her. She knew who she needed to see. We know a lot of times we could have 5 different people ask us, "Hey, how you doing?" But you get to that person that you trust
Mhm.
and you take a deep breath and you go, "Man, it's rough." Because you know what you're going to get back from them.
Mhm.
You're going to get a listening ear, somebody that may just listen to you or may, act. So a lot of times it's a lack of trust. You don't trust everyone with what's going on in your life, or you may have trusted them at one point and they let you down. So why am I going to give you the opportunity to do the same thing to me again?
Mhm. Frank, there's a couple of questions that was posed from what you said. One person, go, I think it said Go Boy, said, I totally get opening up to people. I'm trying to, that you trust, totally open up to people that you trust. And then the next person said, did the woman end up getting healing for her brother?
Absolutely. And what happened was is that um, is that the time that went past was supposed to be the time that um, it would be too late. I think it was 4 days. You
Mhm.
would have to
Yeah, yeah.
search this out to make sure that I'm correct.
Mhm.
But I believe it was 4 days, and
It
two
was.
scientists on the line, along with a lot of others that can verify this. But after that time, you were pronounced dead.
Mhm.
So it was a point that Jesus was making when he went back and he raised him from the dead because he wanted them to know that this was me. I'm going to show you who I am. So I need you to know that it's not medicine, it's not anything else, that it is me. And that's what he did. He went back, and even some of the people that went with him, he didn't allow them in. Oh, that's good. He did not allow them in the room with him because of their lack of faith. And I do want to say this. I want to say happy belated Mother's Day to Sarah in Australia.
Yes, absolutely.
And her husband.
Good deal. And I want to co-sign that as well. Captain Leonard, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Raheem and the Morning Glow family.
Why do people say, how you doing? And then the response is, I'm okay, when a person knows that they're really not okay?
I don't know. I don't know why someone would lie. That's their business.
Okay. That's all you got?
I mean, what else is there?
Maybe you got something. Only question asker allow you an opportunity to answer the question. Is that all
If you
you
say
got?
you're okay, okay.
What
What's
do you
the
do?
big deal?
What do you do? There's a lot. It depends on what heart you're coming from, Leonard. It depends on what heart you're coming from. What's the big deal? In some situation, if you don't have the right heart, then there's no big deal because you're not gonna treat it as such. But if you got the right heart and you really care for people and you know something is actually wrong and you care for that person, then yeah, it makes a difference. It makes a huge difference. Because if I go up to somebody, if I care enough for that person to say how you doing, and they say I'm okay, and if I know that they're not okay, I'm gonna dig a little deeper. Now hold on, brother. Hold on, sis. Let me talk to you for a second. But if and like Badger said, if I don't care for that person, I'm probably not even gonna ask them. But I don't know a lot of people that I don't care about.
That's not what I said.
Okay, thank you, Badger. So Leonard, it depends on where your heart is.
Why don't you just tell them what you think? If you think something wrong with them and they lying.
How you gonna do that unless you ask the question first?
Well, I wouldn't do it at all. That's why, because it don't make sense to me. But
it don't make sense to ask a person how they doing.
No, it don't make sense to sit there and judge what they tell you that way. If you say you're okay, you're okay. Okay is just okay. What's the big deal?
So Leonard, wow, this is amazing. So basically, you're gonna sit there and you're gonna see something that's absolutely obviously wrong with this person. They're gonna say okay, for whatever reason.
Then why didn't you ask them what was wrong?
You're going to, because you want to help, Leonard. Some people care enough to ask people how they're doing because they want to be of some kind of assistance to them. That opens the door when you ask that question. That opens the door for you to actually go in there and be of assistance to that person. That opens the door for you to be able to have that conversation with that person. That opens the door to find out exactly what's going on so you can help in the right area in that person's life. That's why you ask the question.
No, yeah, that's some people. It's not for me. Okay, well, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing okay. Oh, great. And then we moving along.
Okay. Unfortunately, some people deal with it that way. I don't. That's not the way I do things. I do things a little bit differently. I guess I'm a look caring when it comes to stuff like that. And you know, I'm not gonna just disregard it and act like, you know, okay, you say okay, that's my path to go. See you later, bye. Nah, okay. That's not. And everybody deal with things differently. Cassandra Alexander Green, good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Cassandra, why do people you go up to someone and say how you doing? Why do people say I'm okay when they know they're not?
A lot of times they don't want to bother people with but usually they just don't want to bother people with whatever they're going through. And a lot of times they feel like people are, which a lot of people are, disingenuous, and they're just asking. They're not really concerned about what's going on with them. So it can be several reasons. let me just say this. This month is Mental Health Awareness
Yes.
Month, and I've, you know, I've dealt in that community for multiple years. I used to do counseling with Georgia Department of Behavioral Health. I used to work with foster care children, with mental health issues. Let me tell you, it's really sad right now, and we have to come out of ourselves. And that's what discernment is all about. Those of us that say that we're Christians, we should have a certain level of discernment. But even when people say, "Oh, I'm doing just great," I mean, I'm fine. Everything is wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
If your discernment is telling you something else is happening,
Yes.
then you need to try to dig a little deeper.
Yeah. I agree.
Day before yesterday, for the second time in 2-3 months, I've had friends that their children kill themselves. I don't take that lightly.
No.
I don't take that lightly. And one of the mothers, the one who just killed himself a couple of days ago, said she felt like something was wrong, but she didn't want to cry. Do you know how she feels right now?
Exactly.
She's being tormented by that one thing. So, yeah, I'm sorry. If I know that somebody, or I sense in my spirit that they are going through something despite the fact that, do you know that when people sit and counsel with me, they came to me for counseling when I said, "Well, how are you doing?" "Oh, I'm okay." "Well, why did you come to me?" Do you understand what I'm saying? So let's not be like that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
People are losing their lives.
Mm-hmm.
People are losing their lives. And for some reason, the spirit of depression has settled throughout this country. And I'm getting calls from all over the country of people that, come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Come on, let's look beyond ourselves, especially when we say we're Christians.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I'm just saying.
Because somebody asked the question of you. They said, "How do you encourage people to open up more?"
Yeah. You gotta leave yourself open to them opening up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just don't keep saying, "Tell me what's going on." Don't do that. Just hold the cup. Can I tell you something? When people are really going through mentally, they want to tell somebody.
Yeah.
But they're just waiting for that. You have to make it. I'm sorry, Raheem, because this is really huge to me.
Go ahead.
When I have events, right, and I'm talking about whatever it is, sexual abuse, human trafficking, mental health, cancer, whatever it is. Do you know what I do? I set a safe place. I always set a safe place where people will come out and just feel like almost like woosah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I feel good here. I feel like these people are truly concerned about me. And this person is a very famous person, and I will not call their name, that was in an event with me a couple of months ago speaking, right? So they talked about what they were talking about, what they came to talk about. And do you know what they did, Raheem?
What's that?
After they got through talking about what they came to talk about, they went straight into this. Listen, from talking about what they came to talk about, they went straight to, I had a stalker, and he tried to kill me. And she said, listen to this. I have never mentioned this in public to anybody, but I felt safe here.
Yes.
So I'm opening up. I cannot tell you how many times I've heard that over the years, because people know when you really give a damn and when you just giving lip service. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And when you just giving lip service.
Yeah.
They know the difference. And that woman shared something she had never, and she's in her late 60s, had never shared publicly with anybody.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
Exactly. That's good.
You give people a safe feeling. You make them feel safe. You don't push them, but you make them feel comfortable. You can talk casually. And if you hit that right spot, they're going to share whatever it is in their heart.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
And sometimes, because you gotta pry just a little bit. You gotta dig in just a little bit in order to get to that point. Because I was gonna say no. Let me go to Frank. Frank, what's on your heart, brother?
Good conversation. Real good conversation. And I want to touch on some of the things that Cassandra said. I could be out. Oh man, how can I put this? I could be outside in Michigan shoveling. Well, let me not put it on me. I have a neighbor, and I catch him periodically shoveling his snow. And he's probably in his late 60s. And I have 4 young boys. And they never asked him if he needs help. They go shovel the snow. And he says, no, I'm okay. And they laugh and they say, it's okay. And then he'll stop and he'll come down there with me and he'll stand with me and we'll talk for a little while. And when they get done, he'll say, you got some good boys. But see, he doesn't want to be a burden. He doesn't want to feel like he has to depend on people. A lot of times people will say, hey, can I help you? And before you get what you're going to get out of your mouth, they'll say, oh, okay, all right, see you later. Well, they never want to help from the beginning. They really didn't want to help. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna shut up because I know a lot of people want to speak on this. Growing up in Detroit, my first car was a Dodge Dart. I think it was 3 different colors. The fender was yellow. The majority of the car was green, and I think a quarter panel was red. That was my first car. And it had problems. Whether it was the carburetor or something, it had problems. So I had guys around the neighborhood that had money. I mean, they had brand new cars. They young. They got money. They, what up, June? Man, that car giving you problems again. You need a few dollars. Guess what my answer was? No, I'm good. Because I knew what came along with me taking money from them. And my parents taught me not to take money from them. So now, am I lying when I say to them, oh, no, man, I'm good? Or am I making a decision that I don't need your kind of help? So it's not as simple a lot of times. It's just because the person.
But see that goes into discernment right there, though. That goes into a big part of the
correct.
Yeah, that's what that goes into.
Correct.
But in everyday, hold on, hey Frank, in everyday situations though, I just wonder is there a difference? But go ahead, finish your thought, brother.
Well, not only discernment, because even if you're not spiritual, as Cassandra was saying, you know who really cares and who doesn't. You know who, you want to reach out to.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you get tired of hearing or being you know, one of the hardest things right here, coming up with kids, is when I would go to pick up my kids and I would see the same kids there every day after school waiting on their parents.
Mm-hmm.
We know what time we're supposed to pick them up, and those same kids are standing there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you all right? Yeah, I'm all right. I'm just waiting on my dad. Okay. And because it's the neighborhood, now you go to the gas station later on, and you see that kid walking home.
Mm.
Like, and you got to be careful because there's, you know, unless you have a relationship, there's lines that you can't cross. You just can't put kids in your car. You want to. You had a heart to do it. But this is Mental Awareness Month. And it's tough sometimes, man. You're not lying when you tell people that you're okay. It's just that you know, you have challenges there.
Mm-hmm.
Certain people that you're willing to open up to. And that safe space that Cassandra talks about, when you begin to deal with people that have challenges, everybody is not mentally ill the way you think of them being mentally ill. A lot of us are mentally ill and don't realize it.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes when you're around people that really have needs, you just need to be there. Shut your mouth and just be there. And when you're consistent with that, believe it or not, y'all will develop a relationship, and then you'll be able to meet their needs.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Good deal. Badger, talk to me.
I'm really glad Cassandra came on and hit right on what I was talking about with mental health, and that it is mental health.
No, Badger, you keep saying that, brother, but everything is not mental health. Everything that we deal with is not mental health. But go ahead. That's just my standpoint. You know, maybe I'm wrong. I could be, but go ahead. Go ahead.
I tried, Cassandra. Like, this is awareness month and trying to bring awareness of what mental health is.
Explain it to us so we know.
You can have good mental health, and then you can have struggling mental health, and then there are mental health disorders, psychosis. Like, mental health is not this super evil negative thing.
I don't think that was verbalized. I don't think nobody said it was. But go ahead.
So mental health is like how it is talking about mental state.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, some people are calm, or it's like, I was very thankful to Cassandra the other day for teaching me that neutral is actually considered an emotion. And I was like, I never thought of it like that. That makes sense. Taught me something new about mental health, because we don't know it all. I have a bad tendency to be neutral, but it's still an emotion. So I've been researching and learning about it. Why is it considered that? What does it look like? Is it negative or positive? Like, because I want to learn. That's what I do. So it's like I've brought up that I'm autistic on here I don't know how many times. And I get told, well, you don't sound like it. You don't look like it. This and this and this. And I'm like, and y'all don't even, and most of the time, people don't even care about what it took for me to get where people don't think I am.
Mm-hmm.
The mask that have been had to be put on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm being transparent about it, trying to bring awareness. There could be someone that's sitting next to you that's doing the exact same thing that I do in their own way, but due to your lack of information or practice of discernment or willingness to learn, they know not to answer certain questions. They've learned by interaction with you, whoever that you is, that like, I know if Leonard asked me that question, we're going to have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure Leonard knows if I ask him that question, it's going to be a conversation. So when I ask that question of how are you, it don't matter who you are.
Mm-hmm.
I ask people that quite often.
Yeah.
And then people get shocked because I actually listen.
Mm.
And they're like, we didn't expect you to listen. I'm like, why not? I'm like, I don't want to be like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's for those of us that work constantly in the mental health field, being an advocate or a peer support specialist, family specialist, or any of that kind of stuff, or a counselor. You don't do that. I hope no one goes into that field just wanting a paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
The majority of us do it because that's where our heart lies. That's where Yahweh has guided us to be. And it's not for the faint of heart. You hear about suicide stories. You hear about how family members ignore them, or the stories Cassandra shared this morning. So, like, some people can handle stressful situations and keep a level head. Other people, not so much. So it's to not understand that mental health is all about mental state. There are people with positive mental states that can just about handle any situation. And then there are those that have struggles and are struggles with emotional regulation and all kinds of stuff and everything in between. So saying mental health is literally talking about mental state.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You got a couple of comments here. One person said, reactor said, wait, make sure I read this right. Wait, neutral is an emotion. That's new to me. And then the next person said, Nolan said, wait, gotta read this thing. Neutral being an emotion, and he said, mind blown.
I hand it over to Cassandra because she's the one that introduced me to that concept, and it's been awesome to learn about because it is a legit thing that I never considered was an emotion. So I'm still learning about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Cassandra, you want to address that?
I'm going to read it straight from the book. Okay.
Okay.
Neutral emotion is an emotionally balanced state where a person experiences neither strong positive or negative effects, often characterized by calm, composition, and objectivity. Now, do you understand that? Do we all get that? You're always in some state of emotion. I don't care who you are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who you are. If you're not feeling anything, you're feeling something.
Wow.
Just pull it up and read it, guys. Those that it really is. If you're being neutral, you're still feeling something. You either feeling, you may not feel negative, but it's some states that you're in because we're human beings. Mm-hmm. We're always in some state of emotion, good, bad, ugly, whatever it is. We're always in some state of emotion.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
That's a part of being human.
So when a person say don't be so emotional.
This is always my thing. I don't want people to just take my word for anything. Always do your research. If you're not sure about something, always go ahead and do your research. That way you know, oh dang, I learned something new. I learn new things like every day. I'm 67 and I love the fact that I'm constantly learning. And I'm willing to learn something new. That's the really good part. I'm willing to learn something new.
Cassandra, what do you say? What do you say, Cassandra? Cassandra. Hey, Cassandra. What do you say to a person that says stop being so emotional?
Yeah, that is a pet peeve of mine. Woo! Because, baby, you're telling me not to be human.
Mm.
Whether you like the emotion that I'm showing, that's your business. But it's a part of who I am as a human being. So you don't have to like it. But it's who I am.
Mhm.
And I never ask anybody to be who I am. Just let me be me.
Mhm.
That's all. You don't have to like who I am. Just let me continue to be me.
Hey, Cassandra,
I'm just saying.
I apologize to you, ma'am, because now that you've taught me that, it made me feel like a hypocrite. So I'm now correcting my language. So thank you.
And that's what we do, Badger. Yeah. That's what we do. We should be, when we find out that something is not right, don't be so proud that you can't say, you know what? I was wrong about that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I want to be able to do that because I can grow once I say, yeah, you know what? Yeah, you was off on that.
Yeah.
And now you can correct that behavior.
That's good. That's good.
Or you can correct that thought pattern.
Good deal. Tucson, talk to me, brother. You're quiet over there.
I try to not just jump in because I like listening. And for the life of me, I don't know how we got here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Just saying.
Yeah. What do you think about the topic itself? What do you think about it, man? A person saying that you say, how you doing? I'm okay, when they know that they're really not.
I'll probably say that.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't do nothing about my issues. Run your mouth. I listen to you, you got enough problems with your own.
Mm-hmm.
But you get fidgety in a minute. So I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Because I trust the process. That's why I say that. I'm not trying to deceive nobody. I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I trust the process. I'm going through, not in. That's why the answer is I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Because it depends on who asks. And if you come off in a certain kind of way, I'm gonna let you go on. Because you got enough problems of your own. I think you do.
Mm-hmm. So basically, Tucson, a lot of times you'll say that I'm okay because you don't want to pull your problems on nobody else because they got problems of their own.
That's it. That's it. Because look, now, Raheem, you know that you can probably, I don't know how it is that we got where we are, but you say, Tucson, are you all right, bro?
Yeah.
I say, yeah, I'm good. And then you push it.
Yeah.
You my brother, and yeah, let it go.
But I do try to push it though. But you tell me,
what do I do?
Let it go, Raheem. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
Yeah.
Leave it alone. Mm-hmm.
I will now. I'll go as far as to say, now we'll hang up on you.
Yeah.
And you just have the kindness of your heart asking me how I'm doing, and we're reflecting on the askers, not the response.
Yeah.
The one that responds. I think that's where the question is. The answer that I guess I'm just listening. And I know that some people, we're all going through. Let me just throw this out here. Every one of us are going through something. Every one of us,
Mm-hmm.
at some level. And every one of us handle things in a different way.
Yeah.
And the only thing that I could think about is not, well, you get it when you get home moment. But the only thing that I could think about as I listen to this whole conversation is I hear Jesus say, "Oh, ye of little faith, where did you doubt?"
Mm.
Because we have gotten to the point that we really can't handle nothing. We medicate ourselves. We diagnose ourselves with a issue rather than trust the process.
Mhm.
We get all tied up. What's going on right now? Not knowing that if you keep working at it, it'll get better. If you just leave it there alone or just waddle in it ain't gonna get no better.
Mhm.
And before you know it, yes, okay, you're gonna be switched out.
Mm.
Now, whose fault is that? Is that because the person asked that you all in your feelings? That now, I'm sorry I asked you. But now you make me feel bad. Right? Have you ever gone to the hospital, somewhere, nursing home, or somebody that was sick, and they encouraged you
Mhm.
by their
Yeah.
level of faith?
Yeah.
It always amazes me when there is a person that seemingly needs help. You know when you want to, if you want to get encouragement, this is just me that I learned along the way. If you really want to be encouraged, talk to a homeless person that's
Mm.
been homeless for a while. I went to, it was winter a few years ago, and I always do a kind of, I don't know if it's a survey, but an analysis
Mhm.
of the homeless camp. So I go and they say, well, you better watch yourself. Okay, well, go over there. You know, it's dangerous to be going out there. Okay, how you gonna find out what's going on if you don't go? So I go and I'm careful. I watch the area. I look around and see what's happening, and then I decide to go to the edge of the camp.
Mhm.
And then you notice when they notice you, because they watch you too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they come out. There's always a quote leader in the camp, homeless. There's always somebody that's looking out for everybody. You'd be surprised. They got good construction workers. They got veterans. They got nurses. They got people that are in the camp that have given up on society. And I'll make it short. I'm shortening it up because I'm talking too long anyway. So
Hey,
they
Tucson.
come out.
Nolan asks, what kind of fake encouragement have you seen?
Fake encouragement?
Yeah, because I think you said something. You could get encouragement from anybody. Go talk to a homeless person or something to that effect. And they said, what kind of fake encouragement have you seen?
Wait a minute, fake encouragement.
Yeah, that's what they said. That I'm just reading what they
Yeah.
say now. They said, what
They're not
kind of fake
These
encouragement have you seen?
These people are in a situation that none of us would hope to be in. They're
Mhm.
homeless.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm going in and I'm trying to help them. I'm thinking, and I say, "What do y'all need? It's cold, and you know you're out here in the elements." They say, "We really would like to have some batteries and some Vienna sausage."
Mhm.
And I'm messed up by that because I'm thinking these people here are in a condition that is almost hopeless. But no, they want some want to be there because they're sick of y'all and your politics and your religion and the way that you think you got it all together, but you're greedy and you're selfish and it's all about you.
Mhm.
So they exclude themselves from your society and they live on the elements and they learn how to help each other, work together to survive in unbearable conditions.
Mhm.
That's encouragement
Yeah.
for me.
Mhm.
Because once I leave them, I go to the comforts of my home. But I humble myself in learning that because I see how wasteful we are.
Mm-hmm.
Is that encouragement?
Mm.
And then when you look at Christ, they say, we want to go with you. And I'm paraphrasing. He say, fox have holes, birds have nests. The Son of Man ain't got no way to lay his head.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, what was Jesus' address?
Mm. Didn't have one. Didn't have one. And somebody else said, Cassia said, that Vienna sausage request hit hard. Said hit hard, man. Yeah, that Vienna sausage request. You know, they felt that one. Let me go to Leonard. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
Actually, I'm just listening. Unless you have a direct question, people should always. Mental health is the status of your mental health. You check the status. You should check it from time to time.
Everybody, right?
Yeah, because I mean, everybody is a person and a human being.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've heard people
And
talk about.
Well, let I'm going to get a little messy. I'm going to get a little messy, but you know I do that sometimes.
You always mess.
So, well, I learned from the best, and I learned from the best. But my thing is this right here, though. Some people wouldn't say that because how they trying to change all these laws. They say that some people are quote unquote still three fifths or whatever they say. So what do you say to
That's
that?
if that's how they feel. Like I said, I don't get involved in other people's fantasies.
Mm-hmm.
If you care to share what's going on with you, that's up to you.
Mm-hmm.
But I refuse to accept your point of view. That belongs to you.
Mm-hmm.
I have mine.
Mm-hmm.
We should respect both.
So there's boundaries.
Very much so. I am more of a drill sergeant type of mentality. If we
So
have an
is there
objective,
ever an
we need to
opportunity?
get that done.
Is there ever an opportunity where you will cross those boundaries for the betterment of the person that you're trying to deal with?
It depends. I don't go up and ask you how you doing if I think something wrong. I ask you, is there anything I can do for you?
Mm-hmm.
How can I help you?
Though
I
it's a different,
engage you with that purpose up front.
though it's a different question, and I understand the difference in the question. You still becoming a little invasive in the situation, though, aren't you?
All you have to do is say no.
But that doesn't
All you
change
have
the
to do is
question.
say no.
But yeah, true. But that
And
doesn't
you know,
change
I
the
used to
question.
have this issue with other people. I'm not going to beg you
Mm-hmm.
to help you. I'm not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I have too many other things to do than to play with you.
Mm-hmm.
Go get some help from somewhere else. There are people over here that need assistance, and they've presented these issues that they need assistance for. I'm not playing no charade game with you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the resources for that.
So Leonard, but my question is this: when you ask, and I think you posed the question, "What can I do for you?" That's still, or are you okay? Though they're different questions.
No, it's not. It's not the same question.
No, I just said that. I said though they're different questions, both questions are in.
One is I'm asking you, how are you doing? The other one is I'm asking, is there something I can do for you?
Okay, but you're still invading their space, though, right?
No, I'm not. Because you set up the boundary. If you got the problem, guess who needs to express it? You.
So me asking you, what can I do to help you, is not me interjecting myself into your life.
No.
Mm.
Do you need assistance? Can I help you? What is the big deal?
Mm-hmm.
Can I help you?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's the way you view it, brother. I definitely see that differently. Cassandra, what's on your heart? Frank, come to you next.
Well, you know, we always say that everybody has, their opinions, and we don't give anybody. I don't.
Yeah.
And whatever your opinion is, I can disagree, and I'll tell you I disagree.
Exactly.
But it's yours. You hold on to what you feel is important to you. I'm about people. I'm about people. I'm about doing, what can I do? Listen,
Come on.
when in I think it was 1983, around 83, 84, when God gave me the mandate for the ministry that I have right now.
Mm-hmm.
He said, he gave me scripture. The scripture is, Lord, heal me and I shall be healed. Save me and I shall be saved.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave me that because I had experienced so much pain as a kid. From the time I was a little kid, so much pain and abuse that God, my ministry was to people that were hurting. Everybody's ministry, that ain't what you do. You know, it should be what we all do because we're Christians. If you know or if you can sense that someone is suffering, your whole being should say, what can I do to relieve that person's pain? What can I say that might help them? What direction, what resource can I give them that might help them come through this? That's what God gave me. And that is what I have stuck with all these years. Do I expect other people to feel as passionately as I do about helping people? No, I don't. But I know for me, it's important that if I can help relieve someone's pain, because I know what that's like. If you've ever been so depressed that you felt like you wanted to commit suicide, then you know when somebody is in pain. That's me. I've been there. I tried to commit suicide from a kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So for me, it's different, Raheem. That's all I'm saying. We all are different. If you don't give a flip about people and you say you're a Christian, you're not concerned about how they feel, what is something wrong with you?
Mm-hmm.
There ain't something wrong with them as much as you may think. There's something wrong with you because as a part of who we are, it's to love people and to want to see them be okay. That's a part of who we are. That's a part of our commission.
That's
I'm
good.
just saying,
That's good. That's good.
Certain things just flip me. So just, it's all good.
Okay. Good deal. Good deal. Let's go to Frank and Friday coming to you next. Frank, what's on your heart, brother?
Hey, Cassandra. You there?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I want you to stop me as soon as I'm wrong. Just say, Frank, stop. You're just not right, okay? And I'm going to stop. The one thing that I've learned in my years of doing ministry in the streets is the approach. I've been on the east side of Detroit, Harper and Gratiot, on Mack and Bewick, and there's been men, big old, rough, thuggish men, and you can look and see that they've been out here for a minute. And they may be posted up somewhere, and I'll park my car down the street because I don't want to holler at them from my car, because now you appear like you're a predator. So I'll park my car down the street and I'll walk in the area and I'll look and see if there's a restaurant nearby. And I'll say to them, hey, what up, big fella? Hey, what up? And then, come on, let's grab a burger. And they'll look at me now, the decision is taking place. Come on. And I'll say, come on, man. And I'll start walking. They'll start walking too. We get in there, we sit down, we eat. First half hour, I probably won't say nothing. Might not say nothing the whole meal. We'll eat. He'll give me that. I'll walk away. If I'm somewhere and there's a woman that may look like she could be the victim of sex trafficking, or she's a runaway or something like that. The one thing that I am very conscious of is distance. Because if you invade her space, all of a sudden you are the person that has abused her, or you are the next predator. And the words that come out of my mouth to that young lady is, "Now, are you okay?"
Mm-hmm.
And in that moment, she may start crying. She may not say a word. And depending on what she says, now at that point, I will step back. I'm going to give her even more space. And I'm not going to ask her another word. I'm waiting for her to respond. If she doesn't respond, but she allows me to be there, whatever space she gives me, I'm going to be in that space. And then at some point, I'll say, what can I do? Is there somebody I can call? Is it somewhere that I can take you? Do you want to talk to my wife? I can call her and put her on the phone. Would you like to go to the shelter? And we'll have those conversations. But it's all going to be up to her. And I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to shut up. Cassandra introduced something, and immediately Badger attached itself to it. Man, that is so perfect and so therapeutic, and people began to comment. That's why we're here. But she brought up neutral, and this is so powerful because think about it, and not being spiritual, not understanding mental health, but just when you think about neutral and just the natural mind, you think about no movement, nothing's going on, you're just still, right?
Mm-hmm.
The issue is a lot of times when people are in neutral, we're trying to force people to move.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the problem. Why don't you get up? Do something. And we begin to push them into a panic. And that's where the issue is. They're not the problem. They're trying to gather themselves. They're neutral.
Mm-hmm.
But we're being so aggressive with them that we send them into this panic mode. And here comes the problem.
Wow.
Just my opinion.
And I want to say something to Badger as well, man. I think it was huge. And I don't want it us to just wait from when he said I learned something and he said I learned something and I was wrong. Or something to that effect. But I think it was huge for a person to come on and to say something like that. So thank you, Badger. I really appreciate that, brother. Friday, good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Morning, how you doing?
Doing good, doing good. Friday, we ask no question. Why is it when you go talk to somebody and you check on them, you check on them, say how you doing? Why do a person say I'm okay when they know they're not?
That's a multi-part. Part of it could be just out of formality,
Mm-hmm.
uncertainty. Also, they would say that they're okay and attempting to manifest that for themselves, right? Not that they're necessarily intentionally not trying to address something, right? Because trials and tribulations equal to all. But also it could be from a place of, despite what I am facing, I am okay. And depending on who's asking that question, be it a complete stranger or someone that a pre-existing relationship is had or proximity to a daily life routine is had, then they also could be saying that as a form of self-protection.
Mm.
I think that in approaching that or receiving that information, as the person asking if they say I'm okay, we also have the ability to have discernment
Mm-hmm.
And not everybody is built up in that or aware of that, but we can look at body language. We can, if this is our first and only time speaking to them, what do we really have to offer them? If they have said anything different, then okay.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be honest with ourselves and less judgmental in that response. And the person that's asking it, if you already know that you're not trying to do nothing to help them, if they were going to tell you what was going on with them anyway.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Thanks for the share. Appreciate it. Give us a call. Tell us what you think about this whole situation. They say I'm okay. Is it like Friday said, is it a way of safeguarding themselves and their situation? Is it's so many different things tied up into this thing. Badger, talk to me.
Man, I'm gonna share something.
Okay.
I never feel comfortable on this radio show.
How long you been here, Badger?
4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that I put on a mask because it's one of the things I learned by voicing that. I'm probably going to get asked why and all this other kind of stuff. But I don't want to assume people are going to understand the way my autistic brain works.
Mm-hmm.
That's just something I've learned. So I don't have an expectation. Mm-hmm. So I don't voice it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I never know if something, because of my culture background and my experiences, if something I share could possibly trigger somebody else. So I have extremely high social anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those things that I've learned over time. Take deep breaths and just go with, and just, try to go with it. And when things happen I don't understand, I reach out to people I trust.
Mm-hmm.
That will take the time to understand where I'm coming from and help explain the way things went down. So some of the interactions I've had with people on the show, and I'm sharing this and being transparent because I really want people to understand, asking that kind of question to people, and then don't get upset if they say I'm okay, or they just don't want to share.
Mm-hmm.
It could be everything from like what Toussaint was saying, don't want to burden somebody with, certain things. Or a person acknowledges that the person that's asking, through that practice of discernment.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes a person's asking that question because they want to hear that you are okay, but they're not ready for if you're not.
Mm-hmm.
And they might not even have enough self-awareness to realize it.
Might not be equipped to deal with it. Yeah.
So it's, as a person on the receiving end of it, understanding and not taking things personal is a part of the process. And it is difficult to do that. So just like I work every day to actually come join the radio show and things of that nature, deal with my social anxiety, put on a mask and go into, a neutral emotion, or do my best to do so. It's a coping skill I learned. That the way I show emotions is too much for those that are around me. So I need to be in a neutral state so I'm not taken wrong or aggressive, because I'm not able to control my tone of voice.
That's a lot, Badger. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah. So I have all of this going through my head every single time. So if I'm acknowledging where another person is based on my experiences with them, is it really wrong to just say I'm okay? Because this is my normal? even though they would perceive it as not okay?
Let me go to somebody that's a little better equipped to answer that question than myself. Cassandra, what do you say to that? Cassandra, you there? Cassandra, wake up and go to sleep. Wake up and go to sleep. Cassandra may have stepped away for a second, or she's over there fighting that mute button. Anybody else? Anybody want to speak on that?
Can I speak to that real quick right here?
Go ahead.
I have long felt like let me say this. Let me put it like this, and hopefully it'll come across better. When I was training my son, who is at the time he was probably 10 years old, and I was training him to play basketball, and I identified that he's going to be a pretty good basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
And he got to the point where he started getting taller than me. His skill level began to become greater than mine. And he got to the point where he was 6 feet tall. I'm only 5'9". And it was frustrating to him that he couldn't beat me. and one day he said, "Dad, why can't I still beat you?" I said, "You respect me too much."
Mm-hmm.
Now, am I telling my 13-year-old son to be disrespectful? No. I'm telling him to play his game.
Mm-hmm.
To forget who I am when we're on that court, and to do what it is that you're here to do. Now, how does that equate to what we're dealing with right now? There's times where I think the Badger's way too apologetic, because the fact that he's been here for 4 years means he's supposed to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Because we mean so much less than the reason that God has called him to be on this broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
So never apologize for what God has called you to. The job that I just retired from, at the end of my time there, they had brought on some new people who were very vulgar, which we had never been in meetings, would tell very inappropriate stories
Mm-hmm.
when we were in meetings, and they thought that it was funny. And I would speak against it. And I honestly thought I was going to get fired. But it wasn't who I was. You know, we had women on the call. We had senior people on the call. And I just came against it.
Mm-hmm.
And the owner told me, he said, "Frank, don't be apologetic for that. I expect that from you."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because that's who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't need Badger to be Toussaint or Toussaint to be Leonard or Cassandra to be Frank. We need to be as diverse as we are. But we need to be who it is that God birthed us in this earth to be. Because we're all appealing to different people. And I want to take that anxiety away from anybody because of the opinion of man. But even with me saying that, we should be able to be respectful, just like I told my 13-year-old sons at that time. Even though the fact that I'm telling you, you respect me too much. The scripture says, "Do not despise your youth." So I prayed that.
It did, but I want to ask you a question. And thanks for the share. I want to ask you. Yes.
If you don't mind, I'm getting ready to go into a doctor's appointment, so I just wanted to make statement or give this challenge out.
Okay.
To the basis of the question, the general topic. What if, as the individual person, instead of asking someone in terms of starting a conversation or into the conversation that may be in progress, instead of saying, how are you okay, or how are you, what if we spoke from our truth and say, you know what, today has been this.
Mm-hmm.
I am struggling with this. And then allow them to open up if they choose to say anything about what their day is going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
because
good.
sometimes we present ourselves as if we're okay, we're not. So we're asking somebody else, how are you?
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. That somehow that led me to in order to be a friend, you got to first show yourself to be friendly, and that led what you said led me to that. And I like how you did it because you presented something. I'm going through something. I'm going through this. I'm going through this, and then you open up the door, and that opened up the door for the other person to possibly say what they're going through as well, and y'all can have a dialogue at that point. Is that what I heard? I think we might have lost her. Okay. Anybody else got anything else you want to say? Cassandra, are you back with us? Cassandra, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything on your heart right now?
No, I agree with Friday wholeheartedly.
Mm-hmm.
That is a great approach that she gave. Listen, none of us have all the answers.
Yes.
None of us.
Mm-hmm.
But we all have a piece to a puzzle that could be a blessing to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I talk about, how I am in this. I don't want anybody to try to change me. This is how God created me, with the little flaws,
Mm-hmm.
with the big flaws, whatever is going on. He's working on me.
Yes.
He's working on me. So I cannot stop doing what I'm doing, though, while he's working on me, and nor should you.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
None of us have attained already.
Mm-hmm.
I believe once you have attained perfection on this earth, I believe that God will take you home because there's no reason for you to be here.
Mm-hmm.
You've already perfected everything.
Exactly.
But I think that we are growing. We're learning from each other, hopefully. We're learning from our situations. And I believe that is what helps other people. People watch us even as we grow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even as we're growing. And the mistakes that I make, if someone brings it to my attention, some of it I know, but if someone brings it to my attention, I try to do better.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all God is asking, for us to do better,
Exactly.
for us to grow. And it says in the word that we grow daily. We should be growing daily.
Mm-hmm.
We should be learning more about ourselves daily, about others, how to deal with others, how to help others. And that's what I pray that we all get from living this life.
That's good. That's
That
good.
we're growing and learning.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Cassandra, can I fight you for a minute?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
She gonna fight back now.
Yeah, because she's a day younger than me, so we can fight. But I hear you, and I agree with you, and there is no but. And I want to offer you this. You're my friend on and off the broadcast. You're not common. You're not common, and you're someone who, in the spirit, follows my life. And you've heard me over the years. Talk about my wife. And I think you have a feel about how I feel about her. So next Wednesday on Way Out Wednesday, if I came on the broadcast and all of a sudden I'm saying, man, you know what? I'm fed up with her. You know, I'm about to start clubbing, and I met this girl named Kim, and you know, we gonna get together, and I'm retired now, so I got time. Your antennas are gonna go up. Like, what the heck?
Antennas. I'm gonna be on the flight. What you talking about antennas?
Right.
I'll be on the flight.
Right. And you're gonna say, Frank, what you don't lost your mind? What is going on with you? So there's obviously some things going on. And you're going to adjust me. So because in scripture, the word of God speaks truth, even though sometimes we don't think that we're capable of those truths. It talks about us being made perfect in him. So even though perfection is not something that we claim to be, the word says that we've been made perfect in him.
Absolutely.
So it's just like if one of my kids, I say, hey, I need you to go out and sweep the front of the house. And they go out and they only do half of it. And then I look at it and I say, hey, son, well, what is the answer back to me, Ken? With Dad, I'm not perfect. You might get laid out. Dad, I ain't perfect. But see, I know you better than that.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it's not 100%, I know you're at least 85. So a lot of times, because of our love for you, you will claim something that we know that you have already demonstrated. That not only that you have the ability, but you have the heart.
Good deal.
And in that moment, see, if me and you both being Tauruses, I know there's times I don't want to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I get mad. I want to get at you, and I don't want you to stop me. Now, I'm in a bad place. I know I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I need somebody to say, Frank, snap out of it.
Yeah.
You're better than that.
Yeah.
And guess what? I feel a certain way, but they're right.
Now, we used to have this thing back on Real Men Being Men. There was a clue. I used to say good deal, everybody knew to wrap it up. Now I done said good deal to Frank 4 times. He's still talking. He don't forget the protocol.
That's good, because I've never heard you, and I know that. So I must have needed to get all of that out, because I didn't hear it once, but I apologize. Go ahead.
Let me, Tucson, what's on your heart, brother? And we're going to change topic, go to another topic in just a minute. Tucson, what's on your heart?
Can you hear me right here?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
So I gotta ask myself, why in the world for the last 3-4 years have I been calling in this morning? Why is it?
Mm-hmm.
You think I'm looking for something from me, y'all? Any one of you, including you, right?
Including me, okay. All right.
Yeah, including you.
Mm-hmm.
Am I on the receiving end? Trying to get something out of y'all? Do I need something? I'm just asking myself that.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, what is the morning glow? What are we doing here? Why are we existing? I say we because I keep calling in.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? How many? What's the audience? Who are the audience? And why are we approaching them
Mm-hmm.
so they can find out how we doing? That's the plan. So that we can see how we disagreement. We fuss and we argue and we laugh and we cry and we make it all about us.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what we is that what the
Now, I wonder, is the question you asked already rhetorical, or do you want us to answer?
it might be necessary to answer.
Mm-hmm. I would answer it. I would answer it by saying this right here, and it's been said on here many times. And as a matter of fact, I've heard you say it a couple of times as well. That DKM and the Morning Glow is a ministry, and we're actually ministering to different people. Not that we're trying to receive anything, and we do, but we're also trying to feed communities all over the world. So it's a ministry, and one of the reasons why we come here is because of the fact that it is a ministry.
So if I was to fellowship with a local church, and this is kind of like a church,
Mm-hmm.
would I continue to go there because they're looking for something from me? Or I'm there because of the service. Why would you concern yourself with how a person is doing and not be prepared for the answer?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Including, I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes, and I say that because I'm listening, and it seems like, what if I came here every day for the last 4 years, 3 years, so y'all can examine my life to make me feel better about me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's right or wrong. I don't know. I'm happy. Sometimes I have to reevaluate. Let me ask you the question. Why did Christ come in the first place?
Mm.
The reason why he came, and we are the extensions of his plan and purpose. What are we doing?
Mm-hmm. Plenty.
So how you doing, right?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. I'm still moving, still grinding, still trying to get there, brother. Still trying to get there. Still trying to get there.
You shouldn't say so.
Huh?
You shouldn't sound like you were finna say something.
I probably was, but if you don't let me say it when I'm about to say it, I might forget it, brother. That's what happened when you get young.
Yeah.
That's it. Have you gotten young yet?
Well, there's a couple of people here.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Mm. Hey, Tucson. I'm gonna say something to you, man. But what's wrong with Frank though, man? Let me ask you a question. What's wrong with Frank, man?
What do you mean?
Because I'm gonna tell you why I say that.
What do you mean?
Now I think it was Frank that said that this person ain't gotta be that person, this person ain't gotta be that person, this person can't be that person. Wasn't that Frank that said that? And he said Cassandra ain't gotta be Frank, right? You ain't gotta be, I think he said that you ain't gotta be Leonard and different things. Ain't that what he said?
I heard that said. I don't know if he said it, but I heard it been said.
Okay. Hey Frank, was it you that said that? Wasn't that you that said that?
Where you going right here?
I'm just asking. And wasn't that you that said that though, that Leonard ain't got to be this person.
No. What I said is, and I'm not gonna go into Leonard.
Mm-hmm.
I said when God has called us somewhere,
No.
we have to be who it is that God called us to be.
Yeah, that part. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
We can't have anxiety because people don't agree with us.
True. That's good. But you also said that Cassandra, you gave a couple of examples. You say Cassandra can't be frank, right?
Correct.
So what you want her to be, a storyteller? Because somebody say if I'm being frank with you, that means I'm telling you the truth, right?
I blame you.
You'll get that on your way home.
That's the spirit of Cassandra right there. I blame you.
You say Cassandra can't be frank. Now she can't be frank about it.
In the middle of you coming from the holies of the holies, he comes with that. And right in the middle.
Hey, what up? What up?
Goodness, bless you. I'm so glad to see you come on. Oh, Lord.
Well,
does she have a wall with her?
I
Did
know.
she reach Raheem's head from where she's at?
What up?
Good morning. Good morning, Raheem.
Good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good, Raheem. Good morning, Morning Glow. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning, my sister.
Every now and then I got to be silly. Every now and then. And I found an opportunity to be a little silly. And we were so serious. And I got to be silly. Break it up a little bit. But on the serious side, well, what do you say to this? If you go to somebody and you say, how you doing? And why does a person say I'm doing okay when they know they're really not? Why do they do that?
Well, because maybe they don't want to visit the place that they're in.
That's powerful. They don't want to visit the place that they're in. That's powerful, Willow.
Maybe they don't have enough time to really tell you what is truly going on. Maybe they want to keep it to themselves. It depends on who's who.
Yeah.
But you know what, Raheem? Just to be truthful about it. We all have a right to choose on how we want to respond. On my first class this morning, we're trying to teach 1 Corinthians 13, teaching about love and how love is not an emotion. We talk about agape love.
Yeah.
It's a choice. Choice. So if you want to get up this morning and God has awakened you this morning and you want to have a good day, I choose every minute, every second of the day to have a good day. But there's going to be something that tries to intervene in what you said. So it's all about your response. You got that right to choose on how you respond to what people say.
Okay.
You got that right. But I choose to have a good day every day. Am I going to have a good day every day? Maybe not. But at least 98.9999% I got the right to choose how my day going to go.
Exactly. That's good.
And even if I was given some bad news or was told something that didn't allow me to be happy, there's a time. The Bible says that there's a time, there's seasons. And he prepares us for those seasons, right? It's all about how you respond.
Exactly. Wow. Anybody got anything before we move on to the next topic? Leonard, you've been quiet for a second, brother. What's going on with you?
I was just sitting here waiting actually for you to move on. Do you have a specific question?
No, I just want to see that you have anything that you wanted to say on anything that was said before we move on to the next topic.
I think the only comment I had is directed to people who have taken up ministry.
Mhm.
The thing that God gives you and the thing that God instructs you to do is between you and God.
Mhm.
You don't necessarily have to explain it to people.
Wow.
Just do what God told you to do.
Good. That's good. That's
It's
good.
not up for debate
Mhm.
or discussion with anyone.
Yeah.
That's why I don't do it.
Mhm.
Because if God told you that, then you should act on what God told you, not what you heard me say.
And let me ask you a question, Leonard. And truth of the matter, I'm gonna ask you this question, and you only have to answer it if you don't want to. You know, just be quiet. I know your silence.
I
Maybe
wouldn't.
not. You not got. There you go. That messy. There you go. That messy. But Leonard, do you think there's a part of you? Do you think there's a part of you that's running from the ministry because you come from a history of ministers?
No,
So
I've
do you,
always been in ministry.
no, on not, at a
Now, I
different level.
don't preach.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. Do you think there's a
Preaching
part
is
of you that's
different.
running from that? Do you think there's a part of you that's running from that?
No, it's just that I'm not when I am moved to do so, I do that, but it's not
Hmm.
for show or entertainment at all.
Hmm.
It doesn't fall upon me to do that. It's very personal.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
when people have asked me to speak at their
Hmm.
churches and things, I do.
Hmm.
But it's not something I look for or I'm soliciting
Hmm.
because it's
So,
never that way for me.
do you think do you think you've ever been called?
I've always done it.
Mm.
So I've never had this challenge with it. What I don't really want to do it as a vocation.
Hmm.
I don't want to have to depend on it to pay my bills.
Yeah.
But I've spoke at various churches on various platforms, ministers. More of it is working in the communities and things of that nature, but it's not traditional. Just
Hmm.
hey, I'm a preacher and I'm soliciting preaching gigs. That's not what
Hmm.
I do.
Okay.
If there's something I can help you with, I try to come from the standpoint of how Jesus has ministered things to me.
Hmm.
I don't make it up or make assumptions or anything. If God gives me something to say, I say that, and it's
Hmm.
not up for debate or discussion.
Just like that.
Just like that.
I heard you. Anybody else got anything else they want to say before we move on to this next topic? Anybody?
Yeah,
I wanted to. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just thinking about what Leonard said about engagements and stuff like that. And I always said, you call me before I call you. Asking if I could do something. I bet you that.
Hmm.
Early, I think it was my dad and my brother. He says, you should never ask somebody to do something.
Hmm.
The door will be open for you, so they'll call you.
Yeah.
Don't call them.
Hmm. That's good. That's
And
good.
so I agree with Leonard. Is a lot of times instead of us actually ministering or whatever this may be, we try to convince, it seems like we try to convince somebody that we have something to do,
Hmm.
rather than just do it.
Hmm.
Because and this is my opinion, there's not different ministries. There's only one. And if we're not doing the ministry of Christ, then we're doing our own thing.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Wow.
I like what Toussaint said about it, Raheem. But people have most of them are dead now. But I've been called Little Reverend Jones probably the majority of my life when I was coming up.
Hmm.
I'm not impressed by preachers. I love good preaching. I love the culture and the tradition. Don't get me wrong. I listen to preaching all day long. I have my favorites and things of that nature, but it's not a vocation. It's not my job. I don't ever want it to be my job.
Hmm. Got you.
Because
Got you.
when I do a job, I expect payment.
Hmm.
I don't let that get. I'm not a professional preacher, I should say.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. Frank, you was about to say something?
I want to share this with someone that finds himself where I found myself. At the brink of divorce and losing my two oldest children because our house was separated. And feeling like a complete failure. And so I started the forget what they use the word joint parenting, where I would have my children all summer, and their mom would have them during school because they were in Atlanta, and I would have them on every other holiday and different days, and we agreed upon that and started doing that, but never felt good about it. And I would, see my daughter especially would cry when she had to go back home. And if you took a snapshot of Frank as a father, I felt like a failure. But God, there came a time where my son and daughter both were back here with me full time. And yesterday, I'm sitting in the parking lot, and I had to go in and give my son some money because he was going on a trip. And I had him call him to the office. He came up, he got his yearbook because he's a senior. And he said, "Hey, Dad, can you take this home?" And we were talking. And all of his teachers came into the office. And they said, "He is an amazing student. But he's a better young man.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to do great things." I said, "Thank you. Just as a parent, you always want to hear good things about, your children." And the guy shook my hand and he walked away. He said, "He's going to do amazing things." Carrying 4.6 grade point average.
Mm-hmm.
Something that I could have never even thought of. And I went out in my car because I was waiting for his little brother to come out. And I just cried. Now, why did I cry, Raheem? I cried because I was not a slave to my failure. Because, see, I could have embraced that I'll never get it right. But no, that's who I was in the moment. And there's so many people out there that in the moment, they're going through some stuff. It don't look real good. But the reason that I found myself in that place is because I was doing my thing. And I had to begin to do God's thing. And my life turned around. Mm-hmm. And as much as you will hear me tell the stories about my son is playing basketball and my son is on his way to college, I stood in Florida courts where they was telling me that my son, my oldest son, was going to jail. And there was nothing that I could do about it. I stood on the streets of Atlanta when my son was trying to be a cripple. And so a lot of times we find ourselves in places in the moment, but you don't have to be a slave to that. That doesn't have to be an end. It's not a period. There's a comma. So for whoever is going through with their child or in their life, it's not the end, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Get ready to go to another topic. But before I do that, Cassandra, anything on your heart right now? Cassandra?
No, I'm just listening.
Okay.
I'm just listening.
Well, I'm going to go to another topic. I'm going to play this video.
Right here?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Before you go, can I piggyback a little bit on what Frank said?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, that kind of help us, you know, because you learn in this life. You know, we're like trees, right here. You're like an apple tree,
Mm-hmm.
and on that tree you produce apples. So we produce children.
Mm-hmm.
The women are incubators for life to
Hey,
produce
somebody.
life. But we all may have multiple apples on that tree.
Mm-hmm.
They're receiving the same feeding, the nurture, you know, on the tree growing and growing. But sometimes when you get to pick an apple, one of them is rotten
Mm.
on the tree. And it's rotten because maybe a worm got in it or maybe something else happened. But it was on that tree that produced the apples. Now, because it was on that tree, and and all the other apples was on the same tree, but this one particular apple, or maybe even two apples, were rotten. Am I going to take the responsibility when they all got the same thing? That's where the enemy comes in at. And he makes us think that we're the worst parents sometimes in the world when one of them is rebellious. And you look back from the beginning. I can look right back at Cain and Abel. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes we just can't allow the enemy to succeed in making us feel like we are the worst parent in the world. I was 15 when I had my children. 15, 20, 25. And I knew I wasn't equipped then at 15 to raise children. I knew I wasn't, but I thought I could. I'm just saying, I've learned. I don't know about anybody else. Because I got one son who would always say to me, Mom, you didn't do this. Mom, you didn't do that. And I've apologized for not being what I should have been at the time when I should have been what I should have been.
Mm-hmm.
And I move on. I can't allow that to be a ball and chain up for my life.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Because everybody goes through that kind of teaching in life.
Mm-hmm.
That
Exactly.
we've grown from the place that we came from. And I just wanted to share that.
Good deal. Good deal. Well, what we're about to do right now, I'm about to play this video. For the ones that's actually watching, you can actually see it. Tell us what you think about it. For the ones that's not watching, that's listening, just lend your listening ear, and let's see what this young lady is saying. Here we go.
Come here, baby. Come a little closer. All of you. I want you to hear me, not just with your ears, but with your spirit. You see this face, these wrinkles, these gray hairs. They did not come from doing nothing. They came from living through things some of you only read about in books, and some things they don't even want to put in the books anymore. I hear some of you saying, my vote don't matter. I hear some of you saying, ain't nothing gonna change. I hear some of you saying, politics ain't got nothing to do with me. Baby, let me tell you something with love, but let me tell it straight. Your vote matters because there were people who were beaten for trying to vote. There were people who lost their jobs for trying to vote. There were mothers and fathers who walked miles, stood in lines, faced dogs, faced guns, faced hatred, faced death, not because they wanted attention, but because they wanted freedom. And let me make something clear. Our ancestors did not just give their lives. No, baby. Too many of them had their lives taken. Taken by systems, taken by mobs, taken by fear, taken by people who knew that if black folks could vote, black folks could change things. They were not killed because they were weak. They were killed because somebody was afraid of their power. And that power is now sitting in your hands. Every time you say your vote does not matter, I need you to remember somebody bled so you could stand in that voting line. Somebody prayed so you could walk into that booth. Somebody died with the hope that one day you would not have to beg for the right to be heard. Now here we are in this year and this time, and don't fool yourself. They are still trying to take it. They may not always wear the same clothes, they may not always use the same words, but the mission is the same. Silence you, discourage you, confuse you, and convince you to stay home. But I came to tell you today, not today. No, no, no. You will not take my rights away today. You will not silence my children today. You will not bury my ancestors' sacrifice today. You will not make me afraid today. You will not make me tired enough to quit today. Young people, I need you to stand up. Stand up when they tell you your voice is too small. Stand up when they try to close the doors. Stand up when they change the rules. Stand up when they try to make voting harder. Stand up when they want you distracted, divided, and defeated. Because voting is not just politics, voting is protection. It protects your schools, it protects your neighborhoods, it protects your jobs, it protects your families, it protects your future. And let me tell you something else. Voting is not the only thing you do, but it is one thing you better not stop doing. You march, you pray, you organize, you build, you speak, you serve, and yes, baby, you vote. Because when you vote, you are saying, I am here. When you vote, you are saying, I count. When you vote, you are saying, my future belongs to me. When you vote, you are saying, my ancestors did not suffer in vain. So don't let anybody make you casual about something that cost our people blood. Register, show up, take somebody with you. Check on your grandmother, check on your neighbor, check on your friends. Make sure they have a ride, make sure they know the date, make sure they know where to go. And when you walk into that voting place, don't walk in there lazy. Don't walk in there ashamed. Don't walk in there like it means nothing. Walk in there with your head up. Walk in there for the ones who never got the chance. Walk in there for the ones whose names we know. Walk in there for the ones whose names history tried to erase. Walk in there for your children's children. And when you cast that vote, you let the world know I am not silent. I am not powerless. I am not asleep. I am not giving up what my people died for. Not today. Say it with me. Not today. You will not take my rights away today. You will not take my voice away today. You will not take my future away today. Stand up, young people. Be heard. Vote like somebody paid the price for it because they did.
Leonard,
Yes,
Leonard,
sir.
what did you hear in that?
Resilience. It is what the ancestors want us to know. I'm not a stranger to this message.
Mm-hmm.
It is everything that I do. So I'm always on the part of encouraging people in that fashion. There are some things we must do, and there's some things people just sit around and talk about.
Mm-hmm.
The doers are how we're surviving.
Mm-hmm.
More people need to be doers. You know
She
how
covered.
it starts? It starts with you. That's how it starts. You know how respect starts in this? It starts with you. You start respecting everybody first. Don't go
Mm-hmm.
tell somebody else what they should do. You can't speak
Leonard,
on things. Go ahead.
no, no, no. I was just gonna say she covered a whole lot, didn't she?
Um, Because of the sincerity of it. It is a complete thought. Unlike some people rarely ever have, they just got bits and pieces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just throw up your hands and you don't know what to do. Then go sit down on the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
There are things that we must do.
Mm-hmm.
And sitting around complaining about everything is not it. If you can't, I hear people always, you know, if I want to use the word in a different exploitation,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't like people who exploit the culture.
Mm-hmm.
You wanna, oh, black is beautiful, black is this, black is that, but you don't do nothing.
Mm.
Being
Wow.
black ain't hard. You ain't had nothing to do with it. You came here and people called you black
Mm-hmm.
and they treated you black. That's a social construct of someone else's imagination. You're more than that. You deserve more than that. This is why I don't link myself to miserable individuals,
Mm-hmm.
hopelessness, and people
Wow.
that feel that they can't do nothing. I don't even sit on their bench. I like
Good
in
this.
church. I like in church how the bishop Shields, he'll say, I don't know what you came to do, but I came to praise the Lord. So if you sitting by somebody with their arms folded and they look like they don't want to say nothing to no, excuse me, I need to move to the praising bench
Yeah. Yeah.
where people
Good this.
came. That's what my perception of my religion and my relationship. I go into the temple to worship and I come out to serve.
Good it. Stay right there for a second. Hold on. Let me go. Willow! Willow, what did you hear in that?
Well, what I heard was your voice. Your voice.
Mm-hmm.
That's your voice when you vote.
Mm-hmm.
It's your voice. So many people have died that give us the opportunity to use our voice, because before we was muted. We didn't have one.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have a say-so. We didn't have an opportunity. But now that we do, don't take it for granted.
Mm-hmm.
Utilize that. So many people in the past did die for that. But people don't realize that we're vessels by Him. We're servants. We're being utilized. You're either going to be utilized by the system, or you're going to allow God to use you to serve your purpose. We got a voice right here. Use your voice. There's so many people that don't have a voice, wish they did. But even those can utilize a voice during voting. And that's kind of what I heard about it.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Cassandra Alexander Green, what did you hear? Cassandra, you there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, there you go. Yes. Uh-huh. What did you hear?
Pretty much what Willa and Leonard said. And I believe that we are in a position right now where we have to make moves. You can't sit back and just let everything just slide by you.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the main reasons is because as of right now, we might as well be in 1964.
Wow.
Before the Civil and Voting Rights Act even took place. We've been taking back to 1964. So now that means that we have to fight even harder for just our right to vote. Do you know with this redistricting, and everybody needs to look it up for themselves, that means that there are Black areas that will have no representation.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody that looks like them to stand and talk for them. I'll be totally honest. A white person trying to represent the area that I live in, they're not going to be very effective. First of all, they have no clue as to what the needs of my community is. They have no idea. So you're making decisions based on what? I'm just saying, what are your decisions being based on? Because you don't know anything about us. You don't know about what our needs are. You just know that they have redistricted, they set new maps that give white people the authority to pretty much run every community in this country.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to end with this. On Saturday, excuse me, sorry. On Saturday, I'm going to be in Montgomery, Alabama, with the Black Vote Matters people from around the country. People are coming from around the country to discuss what they have just done, what the Supreme Court just did, and the damage that it will cause to Black communities. So please be praying for that. We have to do something right now. I don't know how drastic it needs to be, but I know we need to do something. So please pray for this. Come together this march on Saturday in Montgomery, Alabama.
Exactly. That's good.
And hopefully I'll see you. Also, Miss Cassandra, I'm going to post the link. I'm going to post the link, Raheem.
Yes.
To DKM.
Okay.
So if you're in, anybody who is interested, you go to that link. And that's how you sign up to get involved. You can volunteer for different things if you want, especially if you want to go there. But that's what she's talking about is very important. Mobilization means moving. And that's what we have to do.
Exactly.
And we have to take it more seriously because things depend on that. Our sick and elderly, they're just proposing a bill now to cut the Medicaid for hospice.
Good Lord.
Yep.
Good Lord.
Okay.
Yep.
So don't tell me anything about what don't matter. That's why if you really want to provoke me, talk about say, well, ain't nothing changed or whatever. I'm gonna hear out what you got to say to see if you got any relevant issues first. But then I'm gonna nail you to the cross.
Wow. Let me go to hold on. Let me go to Frank. Frank, what's on your heart? What did you hear, brother? Toussaint, come to you next. The young lady spoke. What did you hear?
I love the image. I love what was being said. But you know what is sad, Raheem? Is that we see a piece like that and we say, that is exceptionary. And it was so common. That's what you set on in your kitchen or on your step or anywhere, any given time. And you got that teaching throughout your life. And now we see it and we go, wow. Wow. But that's what our elders taught us.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the foundation. Those were the principles that we grew up on. And that's what's missing. And I thank God that Cassandra brought this up because I wanted to say something about this the other day and I just lost my train of thought. How are we allowing the Supreme Court to even exist when they are breaking laws the way they are? They're doing things that are illegal. How do you give any man the right to commit crimes and saying that nothing will happen to you? You don't have the power to do that.
Yeah.
At some point, we have to get rid of every person on that Supreme Court, black and white. Because if you stand by and allow them to do the things that they're doing, you're part of it. So I have friends that left yesterday to go to Alabama. They're there now. And we have a lot to do. But it's just, we have to be a part of everything that's going on. Not just voting. We do have to vote, but we need to be everywhere that any bill that is being passed, we need to begin to punish people for the things that they're doing to us that are criminal.
Exactly. I shared the link that Leonard and Cassandra was talking about. It's actually on the screen right now. So if anybody care to grab that link, please grab that link and utilize it. Very important. It's on the screen right now. So, and it's on the screen right now. And I promise you, it's gonna be on the screen at 3 o'clock at the rebroadcast as well. And so, you do have access. Don't say you didn't have access to it, because you do. We just gave it to you. Tucson, what did you hear the young lady saying?
Along the way, there were people that did all they possibly can or they could to stop us, our forefathers, and some people, women included, from voting. And we didn't just get here by chance. It wasn't easy, but it was accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
And if we allow people to do the same tactics, trying to stop us from doing what was earned, not given, earned, fought for, bled for, died for, not given their lives was taken.
Yes. Yes.
Before they even got to the poll,
Mm-hmm.
somebody was in the way. But they went around all the barriers to get what some people really appreciate. So it sounded like a plea to those that can't really see is that it's a valuable asset. It's a voice. And so you gotta do that fighting again.
Yeah.
Blood, sweat, and tears if necessary. To just have a voice. Because all they really want us to do is just be quiet and take it.
Yep. Yep.
And they got scare tactics to do it. They've been doing that for, think and appreciate the video. But we know real people in our neighborhood can tell you the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go talk to them old folks.
Mm-hmm.
Ask them how they got here and see the expressions and the emotional attitude that they'll express to you. Listen. And then when you finish listening to them, go back out there and vote.
Yeah.
And if you got to stay all day in the line or go to a different line because they changed the line, do that because it's necessary.
Exactly. That's good. That's good. Rico, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
I'm happy to see another beautiful day of life. How everybody doing, man?
Hey, doing good. Did you see the video I just played?
I wasn't paying attention to it.
Oh, okay. It was talking about voting and the importance of voting and how we've lost a lot. Well, they're trying to take a lot of our rights to vote, and trying to and it also talking about how a lot of people, our ancestors, did not give their lives, but a lot of times their lives was taken for your right to vote today. What do you say to that, Rico?
Oh yeah, those are true facts that we've been speaking on for a long time. But I think my problem is the fact that we even have to have these conversations because that should have been known almost like second nature in our community because of how important it is. So it sort of goes back to what I said last week about how we dropped the ball. And I can really understand how we dropped the ball. The racism, segregation, Jim Crow, and all those things, slavery that happened in the past, man, those were horrible, horrible things. And some tough fights, very tough fights. But who wants to continue fighting all the time? So it was easy for people to sort of feel like the fight was over. Now we can rest. We can finally do some of the things that we wanted to do without being persecuted or restricted.
Mm-hmm.
They were hoping the fight was over. And so we dropped the ball to a certain extent to where we have to have these type of rallies going on and this type of momentum. And I'm feeling encouraged I'm on my way out the door now to pass out ballots. I've been passing out ballots the past 3 days. I was told to do them to all the black businesses, but I think outside the box a little bit. And I'm glad I did because I found a white barber that services black people at the college that I used to go to. She was more than happy to take those sample ballots I was passing out.
Mm-hmm.
In the process of passing out these ballots and going to these businesses, man, met a lot of people, had a lot of conversations, good conversations. And this past weekend, we had a commemoration for the Freedom Riders in Anniston, Alabama. And if anybody knows about that, that was like one of the worst situations that happened in that era. And the last surviving member of the bus burning was there. I saw more white people and more people from out of town than from my city.
Yeah.
They had 3 different locations that they had festivities. I left the first one, came to Atlanta for about 3 or 4 hours, and then came back here for the last one. Crowd still the same. None of the business people and the entrepreneurs from our community who have such influence there to represent the city or to commemorate. Now, even though nobody from Madison was in the Freedom Riders and nobody from Madison was on that bus, nobody from Madison even recognized the history that was recognized worldwide, internationally, and nationwide. This situation made headlines in all over the United States, but people in Anniston to this day, the youth, they don't even recognize it. The NAACP president told me he went to the high school to try to get a bus of kids, seniors, to come to the Freedom Rider events that they have every year. And he had decided to ask them if they knew about it. And this 98% majority black school, only 2 children in the senior class knew about the Freedom Riders bus burning.
Wow.
But we have 3 locations to commemorate everything that happened, where they first spiked the tires and sabotage them, and then where they actually tried to burn them alive on the bus. In your very city. So I'm feeling encouraged, but I'm also disappointed because I saw how somebody didn't take the opportunity to teach their children about how important the vote was and how important representation was. But now we're sort of understanding what this F around and find out thing might think. Sometimes you have to get pushed into doing something that you need to do. So as I'm having a conversation with this guy yesterday, he was sort of sounding hopeless a little bit. I wanted to put the sample ballots in his restaurant. And he wasn't there, but the girl that was there said, let me call my boss. I get on the phone with him, and he's talking hopeless, like he doesn't want to be involved. But mind you, this same guy was at the Freedom Rider event Saturday making money.
Wow.
Another black person from my city was down there making money. Everybody else that was there from out of town that had to do something with these festivities was giving everything away free. Look at that. They found a reason to come, but they had to find a way to make money. But as I'm talking to him and he's asking me, he said, well, man, what is it we need to do? I don't know what's been going on with the Supreme Court. I don't know what's going on May 19th. I don't know what's going on at the State House. So I had to break it all down to him on the phone, and then he asked me, what do we need to do? And I told him that we need to show just as much interest and excitement as we do to make money and become black entrepreneurs towards being responsible about our vote and knowing our history, knowing the conditions that we live in over here.
Good deal.
Because evidently, we have lost our focus.
Okay. Anybody have anything you want to say to that? Tucson, talk to me. Are we in if it don't make money, it don't make sense? Our mindset.
Yeah. Let's get it. Let's get it. If it don't make dollars, it just don't make sense. And sometimes there's some things money can't buy.
Yeah.
We say that, but there's always vendors. And when they finish making their profit, they go to their own area and appreciate their life, without the concern for anybody else that just might not have it. And when we look at those people that strive for us, you know what we do with them these days?
What we do with
them in a nursing home. in the nursing home and put them out the way.
Mm-hmm.
They won't be. They don't want to. So because they want something or they need something or they might want a conversation with us, might want to tell us something. And we call them old fogey.
Mm.
That was back then. You know what? That back then that we criticized them about is right there in your face.
Yep.
You said I wouldn't take. I heard somebody say I wouldn't take that. If I was living in that time. Well, that time is here, and your opportunity is here also. Now let's see
Exactly.
what you're gonna do about it.
Now let's make your words reality. Let's make your words reality. Cassandra, talk to me.
Yeah, I just yeah. I'm just really concerned about where our stand is. The fact that we're doing the voting matters protest on Saturday, it means a lot. And look at where we're doing it in Montgomery. It's you know what I'm saying? Everything is significant within itself. So it's important for us to show up right now, make a strategy, mobilize and make a strategy as to what we're going to do about what is happening to us. Now, we can sit idly by and act like it's not important, or we can get out there and have a plan and make some moves. It's essential right now, guys.
It is.
It is absolutely essential.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Whoa!
Yeah, I agree with Mr. Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta bust that move.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta do it not only in Montgomery, but all over the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Things have got to change, right here.
They have to.
And we got to be the change makers.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you had that young man on for Monday. You know, we got to know what, the when, the what, the how about them. You know, we got to have a discernment about, you know, who we're voting for.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it just can't be something that we don't see as important because we try to prepare the world for the next generation.
Exactly.
Well, I agree.
Have to. Christopher O'Grady, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, sir, for coming late to class this morning.
Hey, I'm glad you're here, brother. I'm glad you're here. We're talking about voting and how they're trying to take the votes away from us and take our ability to vote and be represented away. And I played a clip where a young lady, she was saying that a lot of our ancestors went through so much for us to have the rights to vote. In some instances, not gave their life, but had their lives taken because they wanted to make sure that we had the right to vote. Christopher, how important is it that we have the right to vote? And does it make a difference?
Does it make a difference? You know, I come from a place where the people's votes do not really count. You know, so every 4 years, the politicians come. My wife's talking behind, so they run their mouth. We cast our vote. They get in power. And for most of the time, our communities do not have no experience of that power that we gave to them until 4 years comes again, or 2 years. But our communities remain the same. The community that I came into when I first came into this country over 36 years ago is called Park Hill in Staten Island. If you go to that community today, it's still exactly the same way it was in 1990.
Wow.
Exactly the same. Does our vote count?
Mm.
What I mean, exactly the same. The buildings are the same. It looks like nothing has changed.
Mm.
But when elections come like this, we all get riled up because they rile us up so that we can go cast our votes for them. And they're gone. They're gone, Brother Rahim. They're gone. Our voices only count in November, and we're silent for 4 years.
Mm.
Something has to change. We got to get people that when they get in power, they are in our presence, they're in the community, they're doing something in the community. We see evidence of our vote being cast. There are parks, there are places where our kids go to. The educational issues that we have in our community are being dealt with, faced with. The crime in our community is being dealt with, and these things are up front and center, not once in 4 years. Does our vote really count?
Mm. Wow. Wow. Frank, what do you say to that?
The question I have to ask us is that the average cost of a renovation for your kitchen is somewhere between $10,000 and $20,000. If you had somebody come in and do a renovation, you signed a contract, you gave them a check, and then they never showed up again, would you just shrug your shoulders? Oh well, they just got me for 10 G's.
Mm.
Why do we do it with things that are so much more important? They make these promises, they get your vote, then they walk away and do whatever it is that they want to do. And we just go, oh well. Now, our civil rights, Medicare, these aren't things that people gave us. These are things that we are entitled to. Social Security, that's not a gift. That's something that people have paid into their whole lives. It's not yours to give me or to deny me.
Mm-hmm.
But we shrug our shoulders. Oh well. Is that their fault or is that our fault right here?
Sound like ours.
Has to be a consequence for people mistreating us. We have to punish people, and that's when they'll get it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time. You know, we boycotted Target for what? A month and a half?
Yeah.
But guess what? We right back in there.
Mm-hmm.
We documented the things that Walmart has done. But guess what? Walmart's customer count is anywhere between 3,500 and 4,500 people a day in our communities.
Wow.
How is that?
Wow. Anybody got anything? We're going to get out of here. Anybody got anything that they want to say about this topic before we move?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do, Heath.
Yes, sir.
So the question is, I guess, to some, does your vote count? Well, do you want to go back or forward? That's the question I would say.
Mm-hmm.
When you see them changing zones so nobody represents you, do you think your vote count?
Mm.
It does.
Yeah.
Not only when it's time to vote, but from this point on, I don't care if it's a PPE, what would you call it, parent teacher meeting, city council meeting, you can do that.
Yeah.
And let your voice be heard. And it's possible. tell you like this one guy tells them y'all need to shut up. Boy.
Mm.
You see that? They got nerve. Just want you to be quiet.
Yeah.
Just because somebody tells you to be quiet, you gonna shut up?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And I say this, and I shut up. If the person don't stand for something, they'll fall for anything.
Absolutely.
Now they
Absolutely.
won't do it. But you gonna
Right, right.
Yes, sir.
And also, I would like to most definitely inform people: your vote does count.
Mm-hmm.
Now, votes don't change how you feel. Votes are about policy. If you want policy and law to change, voting does that. Not how you feel. You can sit around and feel how you want. But if you don't show up to vote on these policies and these amendments and these people who are at that table, you're going to have a problem.
Yes, Lord.
I bet some of you own stock and all these types of things. When they get ready to do what, when you a shareholder, what they send you? We getting ready to vote.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter if you got $5 in that stock or 5 million. If you got a share, you can vote.
You can vote. Yeah.
If you live on my block, you have a share.
Mm-hmm.
If you walking around on these sidewalks, you have a share.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever got any financial assistance, business license, anything of that nature, you have a share. It's time for you to vote on your share.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
It's not rocket scientists. 6 beats 5 all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand that. Don't choose not to accept reality because it fits some emotional narrative that you have. They vote on taking services away from you. They vote on taking your housing. They vote on taking your food, your supplemental food assistance programs. They vote on taking Meals on Wheels. They vote on taking away your access to quality health care.
Mm-hmm.
This is why you ought to do it. I don't care if you don't like nobody. You at least ought to go down there and vote for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And what it is that you need and what it is that you want.
And then I wrote myself in. I wrote when I wanted to vote a couple of times. I wrote my own name on there, man, and I didn't win, man. I wonder why.
I know some people that do that. I just had a big argument with somebody. As a matter of fact, I dealt with this one person who constantly wanted to run for office on what they call write-in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he wanted to encourage people, if you just go down there and vote for me, just write my name in. Why would I do that for you when you ain't even invested in the process itself to let anybody know that you actually serious about running in a race for people's vote?
I wrote my name on there though. A couple times I wrote my name on there, man. I told my wife, I said, baby, vote for me. I said, vote for me, baby. So I hope I got two votes.
I got a new voter in my house. My son will be voting for the first time. He's just because he's 18. And for my wife and my sons, you know what? I go in and I print out a ballot.
Mm-hmm.
This is what keeps us in business.
Mm-hmm. There you go. That's good.
Now I'm going to select the ones that I'm going to vote for.
Mm-hmm.
And you select the ones that you want to vote for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I just want you to be prepared for that. They teach this. Stop talking about what people ain't in the schools if you ain't sitting in class, because they teaching it.
Yeah.
But because people had this narrative that everybody else dumb and ain't nobody else paying attention. No, some people don't care. They know. Everybody that's been here know how it works.
Yeah.
But
we got to get out of here, man. You don't wait till the last about 6-7 minutes over, and you want to talk for 25 minutes. Now we got to go, man. We got to go, man.
I could have said something so nasty, but I'll refrain. And instead, I will leave you all. Please, my worship this morning was in Psalms 139. Check it out.
Good deal. Anybody got anything they want to say real quickly now? Not long-winded like Leonard. Real quickly, anybody want to say something? Well, look, you've been quiet for a minute.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rico.
People do need to understand that vote counts.
Mm-hmm.
But if they don't utilize it, it won't. If you don't get enough people that have the same issues and have the same views as you do to vote, then it won't.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have to understand that these people have been strategizing from the very beginning to have control and power. And when they started losing some of that unfair power, they continued to strategize to take it back, have it again. And now we're in a nationwide push to make America great again. And that's when they felt like it was the greatest. It's when they had all the power. So now they feel like they can represent black people better than black people can.
Mm.
That takes a lot of audacity to think that way. So
Yeah.
your vote counts. And I think that you should have, I ain't gonna say you should have passion. I'm gonna tell you the type of passion that I have. I'm addicted to fighting white supremacy. I'm as addicted to fighting white supremacy as I am to anything else. Now, I'm not saying that every other black person out there should be as addicted or passionate as I am, but I don't see why they're not. If they know their history, I don't see how they're not.
Amen, Rico.
Mm-hmm. Good deal. Anybody else got anything they want to say before we get out of here? Willa, you got anything you want to say?
Yeah.
Say it, Willa.
Your voice holds immense power,
Mm-hmm.
transformative power. Acting as a tool to inspire change. There is power in your voice.
Yes. Absolutely. Good deal. And on that note,
Raheem.
Yes, sir.
Raheem, I want to put you on the Wayback Machine
Mm-hmm.
so we don't ignore something else. When Donald Trump came down that elevator and they asked him, "Are you surprised that you won the presidency?" At that time, he said, "This is not a presidency. This is a movement." He said it's a movement.
Mm-hmm.
When they tell you that they're going to do something, you better listen to them. Because they had all of these things in mind that they were going to do. They looked at the birth rate and they said, man, we've been the minority, but we tricked them into believing that we were the majority. Let's put this movement together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Cassandra Alexander Green, you there?
Yes, I am.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Uh-oh. Somebody joined the broadcast late, 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, even 9:30, Cassandra. And they say they talk about some good stuff today. And I wish there was a way I could hear it in its entirety. Can you help them out, Cassandra?
Yes. What did you call my name?
Yes. Somebody joined the broadcast late. They want to know, can you help them out as far as the rebroadcast?
Yeah, we can't help them. If you missed any part of the show and would like to see or hear it in its entirety, tune into DKMMediaGroup.com at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Once again, if you missed any part of the show and would like to see or hear it in its entirety, tune into DKMMediaGroup.com at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Raheem, I'm getting ready to get off. Can I ask Willa? I'm seeing another specialist this morning, so
Okay.
Can I ask Willa to pray when she does? Could she say a prayer for me as well?
Willa?
But I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks, Cassandra. Appreciate you. Toussaint, you'll get this on your way home.
I think most of the time we say, yea, though I walk through the valley and the shadows of death, I fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me.
You'll get that
I
on.
don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah, we get that when we get home because we just scared.
Hmm.
And fear is not of God. So what you scared for?
Exactly.
And then you say he with me. You should have all the confidence in the world to do anything at any time. But you say walk through the valley, and you said no, you do nothing, doing nothing.
Mm.
We get that. I'm gonna get that when I get home.
Yes, sir. Exactly. Voila! Could we get a word of the day? Willa?
Can you hear me right here?
Yes, I hear you now. Yes.
I'm still trying to get my voice together. I spoke on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
And I just want to say this, regardless of what the enemy is showing us, God is still in control. So I want everybody to read Proverbs 3. When it says, Proverbs 3 and 5, trust in the Lord with all your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek his will in all you do, and he will show you which path to take in using your voice. And that's the word of today right here.
Good deal. We are about to get out of here. Anybody got anything? Sometimes somebody else got something they want to say. Who is it? Okay. Y'all ready for the pledge? Y'all ready for the pledge? Everybody don't want to sign it on me. Lord Jesus. I would take this day
I'll take this day
and be the best that I can be.
Be the best that I can be.
Do the best that I can.
Do the best
that I can.
And help as many people as I can to do the same thing.
Help as many people as I can to do the same thing.
Do the same thing.
I promise to do it with love.
Promise to do it with love.
Compassion. And the grace of God.
And the grace of
God.
Giving him all the honor.
Giving him all the honor.
All the praise.
All the praise.
And all of the glory.
All of the glory.
In the name of my Lord and Savior, Jesus the Christ.
In the name of my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Amen, amen, and amen. Tucson, what did you hear, brother?
I just want to know if they're feeding after church.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Might got some chicken dinners. Might got some chicken dinners somewhere around here. Might got some chicken dinners around here somewhere. Rico, what did you hear, brother?
Good unity, man. Everybody ready to get to business, I guess. Sounds like everybody ready to get on the road.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Let me go. Willa said that she has working with her voice a little bit. So we're gonna go in another direction this morning. We're gonna see can we get Mr. Christopher O'Quady to pray us out this morning. Christopher, are you able to pray us out?
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Father, we thank you for the grace that you've given to us through your Son, Jesus Christ. Father, you've given us your life, given us your very nature. You say you so loved the world that you gave us your only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him would not perish but have everlasting life. Father, in your design, you put your life in us. Christ came, he died, suffered on the cross so that your life must be resurrected. Father, in this moment, in dark times that we're in, May the light of your nature, may the love of your nature, and may the light that is granted us begin to manifest in the name of Jesus. And everywhere darkness is operating, even if it's in our bodies, in our family, in our community, let your light begin to shine. Everywhere that death has its grip in our community, let light begin to manifest in the name of Jesus. But I pray for everyone listening that not only will we be not only will we experience life, but God, that we will be agents of your life, that we will carry your life everywhere we go today, and that people will see you in it through us. God, we pray for our sister Cassandra this morning in the name of Jesus. As she goes into that doctor's office, we speak to every disease, we speak to every sickness in our body. We tender the blood of Jesus and the sacrifice that Jesus paid for our healing, and begin to decree and declare that healing manifests in our body now. In Jesus' name, every sickness goes into remission and is legal in our body. Thank you. Honor you. And life manifests in our sister in Jesus' name. Amen. God bless everyone. God bless you. Amen.
Amen. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Amen. I want to thank everybody for joining us. More than that, I want to thank you for allowing DK and Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow for being a part of your day. It is now, what time is it? 10:16. It is now 10:17. And you're about to exit the Morning Glow. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us, because we are certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug, because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you could do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. We shine some light on you for the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in, and let your light so shine. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great day. Take care of each other. And please, please, please be blessed. Give somebody some love and truth. They would appreciate it. And I'm sure that you would as well. Have a great day. Talk to you tomorrow morning, if God says the same. Have a great day, y'all. Love you. Be blessed. And take care of one another.
Welcome to the stage where hearts unfold in the morning glow, stories untold. Let's paint with words, a masterpiece of art, where dialogues bloom, igniting in every heart. Let's tap into the ocean of thoughts, where waves of healing gently salt. Let's paint with words, a masterpiece of art, where dialogues bloom, igniting every heart. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts, where waves of healing gently sought. Together we'll mend, stitch by stitch, in the morning glow. Let's make the switch. A symphony of voices, harmonizing the air, echoing truth, banishing despair. Let's sow seeds of unity, watch them grow in this garden of hope under the morning glow. Let's bridge the gaps, erase the line, in the tapestry of hearts let love shine. With every word, a step we take towards a brighter dawn for all our sake. Welcome to the morning glow, where dreams take flight in this realm of possibilities. Let's unite, together we stand, hand in hand, healing the nation across the land. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts, where waves of healing gently sought. Together we'll mend, stitch by stitch, in the morning glow. Let's make the switch. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts, where waves of healing gently sought. Together we'll mend, stitch by stitch, in the morning glow. Let's make the switch. Let's symphony of voices, harmonizing the air, echoing truth,